Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're here taking a look at line of 10. This time it's the kids and the youth. We got the round of 8s all the way through to finals. I believe that's where we're starting. And I'm really excited because I don't believe I've done a full review of a youth and kids equivalence bracket here on the YouTube or Patreon side, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what kind of talent that we're going to see here. Keep in mind that most of my experience or just perspective does have a heavy choreography skill set influence behind it, but I really love and appreciate freestyle, the skill sets that are affiliated with it, and I've tried my best to learn and be educated in the realms of how battles are judged. So take my perspective more so as a stepping stone of curiosity and a supplement at best. I'm ready. I hope you are. Let's go. Okay, Minchan and Cho Jin versus Curran and Shunki. Okay, so we're looking for different timings explored. Avoiding resetting too often, meaning going back to a comfortable posture before exploring somewhere else, like a home base. Ooh, these pulls are really nice. You notice she's looking down a smidge, which can affect how your round comes across in projection. Ooh. It looks like she's in her own world. I love it. Sometimes it's risky. The thread work was interesting there. A lot of rock, so more of a heavier rock and bounce presence, which for a track like this. Oh. Hey. Playing with pockets. Oh. We did a subtle fake out, which helps. Interesting. So from pocket play, we're using a lot of outside of the pocket choices. Wow. A lot of dynamics playing here. Good usage of levels. We have a lot of interruptions, but the interruptions have a good flow to it. I would say with the wave, it was a bit tricky to catch where our connecting point was happening in the chest between the first side to the secondary, which that would be something to note for the clarity and observation. Okay. Starting with our top rocks here. It's more of it's a break beat. All right. We're setting up. What are we setting up for? Levels are nice. Get down to the ground was nice and smooth. Okay, a little 1990 was nice. We were able to have it resonate well on a track. It looks like we have a conscious effort in how we're attempting into our choices. It's fun. That was nice. Good timing choice. Little Valdez moment. Lose. Confidence is such a great component to use to your advantage. So we did a lot of top rocks, so there does leave a ton of opportunity depending on who we have here. Curran. We're going commando. The top rock. But mostly we were catering a heavier house posture there. Chest through. Wow. She's matching on top rocks. Looks like we cut off just a smidge on the tip-tap-toe. The cutoff was interesting there. fake out was cute. Interesting. It's fun. That was a fun exchange. So I don't know who ends up making it to our next rounds, even though I have them all pulled up. So let's look at both with Curran and Shunki. So the first round, I was leaning more Shunki from Japan because of our pocket play, is what I call this, where you're diving into different parts of our pockets, timings, and really taking advantage of the opportunities of knowing your track. It did give the impression that we knew our track, and if we didn't, more commendable. The second round is what's interesting, right? I can see it lean and sway either side because our girl, is it Curran? Curran over on the Japan side, she was showcasing similarities to the first girl that went in the first round, right? Where we were not necessarily resetting, but we were organically navigating through a track through fingerprints that are familiar to us, meaning that there's certain techniques that we cling to. The track was fortunate for my breaker. I'm assuming he's a breaker because he went to Top Rocks down. He did a little 1990. A lot of his choices didn't have a ton of creative variants to the vocabulary or to our techniques that we were showcasing. So I would say Japan has a lot of texture that could work in their favor. And then Korea has a lot of, the foundation that they're showing is more prominent. So I don't know which side our judges are going to favor more because of that. Because, I mean, it just depends. It's open style, right? So I don't know. I appreciated the commando on the Japan side. I want to see how they'd vote. We got 5. Wow. Okay, clean win Korea side. So catering heavy foundation, which that is the preference in how we hear music. Musicality is a huge thing for me, which is the connection between your music and your movement. I loved the texture that we saw from our Japanese team. I understand why Minchan and Chong Sujin won as well. So this is gonna be interesting. So right now, so far, we're seeing heavy foundation. Okay, next up we have Haru Sutaru versus Yuma and Locker 100. Okay, so it's a Japan Korea versus Japan Korea. It's kind of fun, these partners. Right levels. This track is really fun. Hey. Okay. I appreciate her commitment to her choices. Once again, I don't know who is this, Yuma? Interesting. Showcasing some thread work. We had some more stability checks. Little body roll, punch back. We are resetting a smidge using a bedrock to do it. I do like the pass off. So we're using texture to help with the type of track we're dealing with because it is not a locking track. Interesting. That was cool. That was cool. Good phrase out of that. So far I would go with my right side based on my angle. Come on, funk track. Hey, you better sidewalk. She's building it. Look at her go. So the question is, how much are we repeating? She's playing to the audience. Okay. Her locks are nice. Some of our timing's a smidgen off. Little Scooby-Doo's fun. She's not cutting things off. She's not cutting things off too much. Joining in. I really like the pass-offs. Wow. Heavy house influence. Wow. The amount of staging, the amount of room covered was so interesting. Really nice on the switch offs. So we're matching in terms of building from a position or from a groove. Wow. Wow, it's literally a call response, which can be very risky if your opponent set it up really well. Are we commandoing it? No. I mean, no, we'll go to the commando. If it's less than an 8 count. So I would say locker 100's the stronger locker. Sutaru is one of the strongest out of the 4. That was a really fun exchange. Wow. So those were my thoughts. That was fun. There is something to note how I was trained, because in the choreography world you have dancers, specifically like Hip Hop International. When your age is just an age, you're still judged by the same criteria as adults, and you score how you score. Battles should operate the same way. Just because you're a certain gender or you're a certain age shouldn't automatically mean that you're giving more grace because you're learning. Because I come from the position, everybody can be in a position of learning and growing through a respective style. So if that's how we're going to do it for kids, we should do that for adults too. But, you know, if we're talking about a battle where we're measuring things and we're just going up directly against people of our age, you know, then we should hold them, and I think it would be fair to them, hold them to the same standard that you would hold the adults, right? Because a lot of them, because you saw, I'm assuming Miyu is going to be a battle guest here, or she's going to be affiliated in some way. I think I saw her name on the lineup for this, but she went up in the hip hop. Was it hip hop? Right? It was against Rachka, right? So she has to be held to the same standard as Rachka. And so in order to set these individuals up for success, if they choose to want to pursue in the adult side, it would be those things, if that makes sense. So that's kind of my overview that I want to say. That's why I'm coming across the way that I am, is that they deserve to be held to the same standard. That's the respectful thing to do. Okay. All right, next up, it's Malt and Marin versus Yoon Hyun Seo and Chek Pyo-ri. We're going to be doing locking, aren't we? That's right, Julak. We are doing freestyle. It's part of our battle kit here. Okay. We're engaging a lot in our locks and figuring out different timings with them. We were hanging out in a similar part of our stage. Who is this? We're playing around with different speeds, different levels. Well, not really levels. I would say different speed changes, different textures, dynamics. Playing around with the Harlem Shake variant, traveling up. Yeah, we saw it there. Double hop down. So far, we've only really seen like 2 commandos total. I wonder if more are gonna come out to play later on. Look, fixed point rotation. We're not really moving around too much in the space either. So when it comes to variety, I'm leaning more on my dancers on this side, but even then, that's not by a large margin. Come on, whacking. Okay. Going to the floor. Oh, she ended up slipping, but she made it work. That's just what you have to do. Okay. A little bit of some balance refinement could be very helpful. But the ability to make a fall work for you, it's a skill set that you gotta learn at some point, right? Come on now. Nice. Oh. Ooh. Incredible intensity. Wow. Projection can be such a positive tone setter for you. Very nice. Fun. It's smart. Different levels are helpful here. We are using a lot of the same degree of intensity through our wax, which is why that little level difference in subtlety really helped break that up. That's good, smart. Very helpful for her case. Ooh. Really appreciate her choices. For the different directions were so commendable there. My vote would lean more to the reds and greens, my red and green team. Very strong from both. I would say the strongest out of the 4 is my dancer in the red jacket. It's more so like I could see out of the 4 people, who would I pick? It's really where my head's at. So I would pick my girl in the red jacket. Yes, it's a 2v2. There's a lot of opportunity to grow with every 2v2 we've seen, which is what makes it honestly pretty hard. Cool. This is Marin and Malt. It's who ended up winning that. Okay, cool. So we have B-Girl Minji and Yejin versus Mook and Miyu. Miyu's probably gonna go out first. Okay. Looks like we're interrupting some of our choices to partake in others. It happens pretty often with a lot of with dancers in general. When you know a track or familiar with it, or you want to pursue a certain avenue, sometimes we cut off a choice so we can really encompass what we want for a certain side. Her playfulness is really enjoyable. I really commend Miyu for that. Yeah. We're playing with it. Really nice. Right. See? Dulac could tell. The pickups are nice there. 1, 1, 1, 1. Who was this? Minji and Yejin. Susanna with the top rock. And what's really interesting is a lot of people may not realize that breaking is hip-hop. Oh, okay, table. Get a little bridge inversion. Yes! Use your flexibility to your advantage. Cool. Creativity. So a lot of how we're navigating our choices is something that... Yeah, nice. Something we hadn't quite seen from our breakers yet of our 2v2s here. She said... Okay. Now, Mook. What style does Mook do? Locking? Yeah. Come on with the pace. Okay. Oh. Very full. They're like, look at us. So our split is nice. She's like, look. He is going about it and plateauing a smidge. Good to have that. What I mean is not the quality of the movement, it's how we're presenting it. There's not a lot of digestion in how we're rising and lowering, how we choose to project, reserve, build. There's not a lot of that in play. It's a lot of punch, punch, punch. Because you can look at the vocabulary, it's cool. But how are you packaging it to your track? Okay, Miss Whacker, fun. Nice. Really nice arm hand performance. So notice how she decided to drop straight into more of a, what is it? A bedrock James Brown position. Some of her choices were fun, but we're seeing similarities in how she's exploring her choices the way Miyu was in the beginning. I'm gonna lean towards Mook and Miyu for this. Here. But also from a creativity standpoint, I really admire our breaker for that. A lot of the things she was doing are things that I'm exposed to in the acro world. A lot of the, what is it, like the chest stands or the forearm stands. So there's different alignments that you can look at to measure longevity of being able to do that thing healthily and safely. Because if you put your pressure in the wrong parts of your body, such as the lower back compared to the upper back, you may sometimes run into that problem of creating more of a chronic issue in the long run. Now, because she wasn't in it long enough, I couldn't really tell you whether we were just relying on flexibility and not backing it with strength. And that's something that I'll just have to watch her more to really know. But I guess it gives the impression those are her signatures, which I think is really cool. I liked how she chose to bring them here. So I would say that's going to be the biggest advantage going over to my side on the left with my black and white dancers. If they end up taking it, that could be a huge component, is the creativity of the vocabulary showcase through our threading choices, through our freezes, things like that. And then, but if we're looking at it from the cohesion between the duo, I was leaning more to Mugen Miyu. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. That's what makes it fun, is you don't know. So I'm gonna lean this way. Okay. Okay. Cool. That was fun. I love this little like trot run. But we can see them plain as day. Okay, we are now down to the round of 4. We have Min-chan and Chong Soo-jin versus Haru and Sutaru. Sutaru is really, really good. Semis is 709. Is there a 1, 2, 3, 4? I don't think there's a tie. Cute. Trading it out. That was cute. A cute way to get her, like, to communicate the switch off. Not as refined on her choices, such as engaging in the reverb, but I appreciate that I can see the intention she's going for. I love the risk taking that she's going in on trying to explore the track the way that she is. Clap it. Good levels, little switch off in direction. GT. Whoa. He said, are you looking? The meltdown was really engaging. How she transitions from high to low are really nice. She said, come here, come here. She said, do you know how to count? I know how to count. I like, is this Haru? She has little poof balls on her shoes, which I find to be adorable. Pull-aways are really nice. Hop-hops are nice. Travel around. Okay. Now, a big thing we're going to look at with Haru is how many times are we repeating some of our choices. Now, of course, there's certain techniques, which I understand. Nice. How she's choosing to vary within them. Love. I appreciate that. We cut off just a smidge there. Okay. Setting it up. Alright. Is this Min-chan or Suji? I think it's Min-chan. Hey. We're listening. Nice. His top rocks look more refined here. Refined meaning that we have more clarity. That was cool. That was cool. I like the fake he did there. The switch op's cool there. Nice. So I'm gonna lean more to Minchan and Sujin because I do think something that did not work in Haru and Sutaru's favor is we did spend a lot of time on an organic commando. A commando is something, it's an interaction, or not necessarily choreography, but sometimes it is when you see an interaction of uniformity or cohesion with a duo, trio, group, whatever, that's under an 8 count, which is what we saw a lot, quite a few things happen on that side. And then a routine would be past that. It just depends on who you talk to. And I would say we did choose to spend a lot of Sutaru's round engaging in an organic commando that was a bit on the simpler side. Against, because remember, it's a direct comparison at the end of the day. Is there room for subjectiveness? Always, but it comes down to, are you able to justify based on the criteria that you're presenting? That's kind of how I've tried to look at it. And also, keep me as a 7 stone to curiosity. If that is, if you're curious about some of the things I'm touching on, hopefully this will help you get a direction on where to dig further for yourself in your own personal dance journey. We had a stronger individual rounds coming from Minchan and Sujin in the respective tracks they had, and the amount of time that we used for Haru and Sutaru, that could have been a missed opportunity because we were very strong. Our opponents were presenting very strong vocabulary. So that's kind of the risk you take. If they were against other people, could it be different? Maybe. But because of who they were against in the context and the tracks, my position's going to lean to the side.
Everybody clap it out! 들어옵니다. 오늘 결승대회 결정부터 It is countdown 3, 2, 1.
So they made it. So they made it to finals. Look at that. Cool. Cute. Okay, next is Malt and Marin versus Mook and Miu. All right, let's see. Send down is nice. Whoa. Chess was nice. Notice we have this little lull in the back. I appreciated that choice with the descension of our level into that. Great groove for that. It was interesting and creative twang to it with texture. Yeah. There was more control in our choices on Miyu's side this time. So are you listening? I'm here. Smalt? Ooh. Really appreciate our mode change. But we didn't stay there the whole time, which I think could be smart. Wow. It could just be the fortunate timing of pulling the part of the music that you have. Sometimes it's what part of the song you get and what you do with it. Wow. Come on now.
All right, board. 3, 2,
That was very interesting there. Okay, okay. Wow. Ooh, it's a locker versus a whacker. This is a good track to measure both. Okay. Get Dulak involved. But something I'm gonna say to Mook, like I did back on the round of 8s, is the same thing. How we're choosing to approach a lot of our techniques, which is with the same dynamic. So if we had different opportunities to create speed change or different texture integration, I think that could have been very helpful. But that was fun. All right. No, I think I gave her a similar note on her round of 8s. I'm curious. But she did provide breakage when it was starting to carry a little too long. You see what I mean? Look, she's taking the time to pause. Even there when she's exploring the volume, how she's approaching is more internalized. Wow. Ooh, so clear. Well done, girl. Yeah. Open it up. Come on. We were starting to fall out of it, but she figured out a way to use that, which is a good skill to have. So I'm gonna lean to my green and my red. So I believe it's Malton Marin. Really Malton Marin here. Me was strong. Both Malton Marin were strong. Mook was presenting a very similar perspective that we saw from the round of 8, and that can be something that can work against you in terms of vocabulary, in terms of projection and creative stamina as well. So my personal vote would go over to Malton Marin. I really enjoyed that. That was fun.
이런 배틀일수록 결정은 쉽지 않습니다. 지금 주의 계신 5분에게 여쭤보도록 하겠습니다. 목소리 내주시오. 결승전을 진출한 두 번째 팀. Everybody count down. 3,
2, 1. Okay. Oh. Nice. Cool. All right, we're here for our finals. Let's go. I think this is probably one of the fastest brackets that I've looked at for lineup in a hot minute. But it's because we only went from a round of 8. We didn't look at any prelims or round of 16. That's okay. And it looks like it's only a 2-rounder too. Ooh, that pull was fun. Also, it looks like we were handling the bracket same day, too. She said. How she's switching her modes between more of a hip-hop pocket into a popping pocket, which is interesting. Because normally in popping, you don't bounce through it. Yeah. Also, not getting carried away on certain timbres or sound contexts of a respective track, too, is always something that I highly admire in dancers. Because it can be so hard. Cool. The triple was nice. We haven't seen her do any popping or boogalooing. So this will be interesting. We've seen that, which was cool. Ooh. I saw it clock that shoulder, but I don't know if our judges saw that. We did because of our vantage point. Clear, readable. Nice. Ooh. It's gonna be so fatiguing doing this many rounds in one sitting. But hey, we love it. Transfer outs are fun. Fun. The grabs are interesting there with the flick ups. She's bringing the fire. Ooh. Ah! We ended up falling out of it. Did he call a crash on her? Ow! He said I can. Whoa. Okay, okay. Okay. A little bit shaky on that. Okay. Okay. Ah, the little swipe down was nice. The inside out was interesting too. Okay, okay. We're gonna count 2 for that. Okay. This will be interesting, right? Because with this, was this either side's best rounds? I wouldn't say so. I would say both of their semis were very competitive and very commendable and very creative, and there were very rarely any hiccups. But here we noticed on both sides we had a hiccup, a little minor crash going in on the Malt Marin side, and then we had some instability, not quite strong, stable choices from my breaker. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I don't know. I don't know who could take this. I can see it lean more on the. Oh man, I don't know. I could see Minchan and Sujin take it because for similar reasons as to probably why they took that round at 8. Right. This is gonna be really interesting. I do know a lot of times, MCs. Well, let's first see who wins before I say that note. Not even a note, just something I've noticed.
Everyone count down. Oh!
Sa, sam, yi, yi. Oh, that's stressful. Like, Congratulations! I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that very much. Now, to Dulac's point, he said the future is looking bright. I do know a lot of times people are like, kids as they get older and they go into the adult world, they'll be able to be up there with all the other adults. I would say that the future is now. It's kind of my viewpoint in some cases. Now, of course, there's certain environments that children or kids are going to be in and youth are going to be in because of school or because of other circumstances, and there's certain laws in place too until you are of age to engage in more of the workforce. There are certain things such as, the ability to explore and find creative avenues. The older you get, the more experience that you're going to have to be able to find more relatability or saturation in your style with like lived in knowledge. There's more opportunity for that. But I would say Miyu is a really good example of somebody who is able to compete now, and she's able to hold her own within a respective space, whether it's on the youth side or on the adult side, because she's being viewed as a battler, right? Not because of her gender, not because of her age, and those types of things. So I enjoyed the bracket. It was nice to see certain pretty much every dancer had a baseline foundational style. Some had a heavier house preference, some had a breaking preference, whacking preference, locking preference. So it was really cool, and it was really nice to appreciate. Now, that was harder for me to be able to measure or to even share who I would vote for and why, because I'm not the judges, and my experiences are different, and that's what makes it fun. It makes it a really good discussion. It makes me curious about y'all's thoughts. My favorite round of them all, I really liked, I really like the semifinal rounds a lot. I think both semifinals were very strong. Those came across very finals in energy, right? But all in all, I had a lot of fun watching this. You guys know me, I know you. There's much more lineup to be had, whether it's from the lineup 10 side or in the earlier seasons. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye.